Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another of our Black sessions. I don't know which name is this one. So today we're discussing Haiti in the Nation. This episode, the last episode of season 3. The famous, I think I've heard about this one before. It was famous because of the bees. I've heard about the bees episode. I didn't remember much about it. I think I watched it a few years ago when it came out, but for me, it was a very pleasant experience. I really liked it. I don't know about you guys, and I would like to hear your opinions on the episode. General ideas, thoughts, reflections. We're not going to start with those of you who didn't watch the episode, so let's start with Vero. Veronica, how did you feel with the episode? Did you like it? Didn't you? What happened?
Uh, yes, I like the episode because it exposed uh, many points about our society, about the problem, environmental problem. I don't know how to say espionage, spy.
Spying
I don't know.
or intelligence?
Surveillance.
Surveillance, that's better. Surveillance,
Surveillance.
governmental surveillance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all these problems were are real. So it,
Yeah,
it's
real life matters. They're normally showing us real lives matter, but I think that, as you said, this episode went a little bit more realistically, like approaching all these matters together. I think it was really realistic. I don't know, there was something about this episode that felt, despite being, of course, Black Mirror,
and,
it felt real. Yes.
the I don't know how to use the software or in inteligencia artificial,
Artificial intelligence, AI.
artificial intelligence. Yeah. So that is
That
too
was
real.
creepy too. That was creepy too. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of the same, like the environmental threat, the rebellion of the machines, like AI rebellion, the terrorist, the social media, all together. It's like the whole season gathered all the topics, except for maybe pedophilia, which is the only one that was not covered in this episode, but was present in Shut Up and Dance. I think all the topics of the season were covered in this episode. Maybe not war weapons. Maybe not that one too. Okay, maybe some of the topics, not all of them. So thank you, Vero. Felipe, what about you? Did you like the episode?
Yes, I liked it very much. I think it's my favorite episode
One of
from Black
my
Mirror.
favorite too.
Not only because it covered like so many society problems like government surveillance and the ecosystem, but also how we behave in our society with this kind of like funas. I don't know the word
Yes. Yeah,
in
there is.
like
No,
sack.
I don't know how they call it. No,
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but
like
anyways.
bashing someone. I don't know, but
Yeah, me neither. No clue.
I think
I,
that every day is getting more common that we, for example, in politics, maybe not only in politics, but in, for example, with Camila Gallardo, that these previous weeks she has been getting a lot of attention because of her actions, and we all
the same.
take part in not not in writing some mean tweets or something like that, but maybe putting a like to those claims. And I think that we don't think about how it may affect someone. We think that is something that
Just a
won't hurt.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it won't hurt anyone, and nobody is going to come to make us responsible for our actions. I think the social media reflects that.
Yes. It's definitely about the responsibilities of each individual. Like the teacher, when she was asked by the police, she was like, but it was just a message, it was just a screen, it's just a cake, it's just a joke,
Yes.
it's just that.
Also, she said that she wasn't the only one.
Yeah,
And
like
that's
it was all of
very,
us.
yeah, it's very common in kids. Like
Yeah.
we do something and
I thought of the
we're not
same,
the only
like
one.
little kids, It was not only me, it was my brother too. Yeah, like very childish, and like and at the same time you realize that we really don't know how powerful this like weapon or tool, let's say tool sounds better, is. Like, okay, if we can do bad things with it, we also can do good things with it. But we, as Black Mirror always does, it shows us that we, every time we have the chance to use technology for a greater purpose, we do it in the wrong way. Like we don't know how to manage it. It's too much for us. But yeah, so there are many areas, and I would like to go deeper into responsibility, social responsibility, and about environment too. But before that, I would like to hear some other opinions. Vito, what about you? Did you like the episode? Georgie.
Yes, I really like this episode, especially the main character. I really like her accent, like Scottish accent. I
You
find it really
recognize
attractive.
her?
Huh?
Did you recognize her from?
No,
She's
but
the
I
actress. Ah,
hmm?
yeah. No, me.
Where is she's? I know she's pretty famous in one movie because I looked. At first I wanted to see where her accent was from.
Yeah, she's Irish.
Mhm.
Beautiful accent. I was just thinking of the same. But she's the girl in Transpotting, the Renton's girlfriend. It's the same actress, and
Oh,
she looks the same way. Like she hasn't changed at all. Same haircut, same face, same everything. So
yeah.
yeah, from the first moment, I was like, oh my god, she's a girl. I always wanted to be her. Not only because of the look, and when my
No, I
grandma was
finished
there too.
that movie. I finished that movie not long ago, and I had the same feeling about that girl in that movie, but
She's
I
super
didn't
cool.
realize
Yeah,
it
she's
was the
super
same
cool.
person.
But yeah, so tell me about it. How do you feel about the episode?
I really liked it. I think it was almost like a movie, like in length. It could be a movie
Yeah, a
completely.
couple of
So
more minutes and you have
I find it fascinating that they can make such a long TV show. Like they can put 8 or 6 episodes, and each one of them could be a movie. So
yes.
they have a lot of material and ideas, and I really find it like impressive, especially in the first seasons, like the
One
three
and two.
first seasons.
The three, actually,
Uh,
yes, I agree with this. It's a
yeah,
good one.
they, yeah, they have good material, and sometimes I feel like they could even go deeper into the stories they go. Like some parts, for example, in this one, they go really like they just spend a few minutes talking about the bees or
Yeah.
some topics that could go like really long for more than like 2 hours or something like that. So I feel like the TV show in general has many good ideas, and it has a lot of potential. I don't like that the latest seasons that much, but those first three ones are really good in my opinion.
I think I'm feeling a little bit anxious about the following seasons. I haven't watched the following seasons, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how. I have heard bad comments about them, but season three, like, okay, sometimes you notice that maybe the show is going a little bit like not that shocking. I think it's because it's natural. They already shocked you twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Mm.
So maybe this season feels less intense in sometimes, but it's still a very good season, and it's still a very good show. And I think that as you said, they could I think they could do part 2 episodes of each episode if they go deeper into just one of the stories. Here, for example, the bees, if they could go deeper into the AI topic or cover the climate issue presented here too. Yeah, it was really good too. I agree with you on that. Thank you, Vito. Felipe, sorry, I wanted to ask Karen, are you there or you are just a listener today? Yes, you can type if you want to comment something.
I'm a little sick, so I don't want to
To show your
turn
face.
on the camera.
Yeah, okay. But you are there, right? So
Yes, yes.
if you're there, let me ask you, how did you, because I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk. How do you feel with the episode? You liked it?
Yeah, but not so much. It's not one.
Okay.
It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's too long. It was too long, and
Yeah,
in
that's fine.
occasion I was boring. But the topic that we can see in the episode are very interesting. For example, the extinction of the bees, and the maybe is a little similar to Shut Up and Dance with the hacker, how
Yeah,
the easy can hacker the system,
yeah.
and it's very dangerous. Thing that we are so involved in technology.
Yes. Like I think they talk about that in the car at the beginning when they say when the I don't know, I don't remember the name, the not transporting girl, police girl, comments, or the AI or internet technician. The girl there, she comments that these things know everything about us, and like we give. So after all, it's like we are like it's easy. We give the information to these companies and we don't know what they do with this information, and we don't even actually know how easy it is to access them. They have access the iCloud, for example, when they accessed a few years ago, and they leaked way too many pictures and too much information about per people. And it's one of the best systems in the world. And we still, after that, I still accept the terms and condition of iPhone, and I give them the power to keep my information, despite what happened. So we keep doing it. We know that it's bad, and we keep doing it because we rather enjoy the good side of it. Okay, Karen, any extra comments? I don't see your face, it's weird. Any extra comments?
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Maybe the thing that Felipe said about the funas is a little complicated because we can post something about some person, and if that post is bad enough, we can ruin his life.
Yes, of
Like
course.
on cyberbullying or all the kind of stuff.
Or maybe force someone to kill themselves, like it has happened many times before, or just like ruin your life, even if it's true whatever they are claiming about you, the policy or the idea of cancellation, like there is no chance of asking for forgiveness or redemption. No, you are
Because
out.
we can see only one side of the history.
Yeah, and we are not willing to listen to the other side of it. We do not accept it. So yeah, thank you, Karen. Thank you for your reflection. We're going deeper into those topics. Let me just ask the rest and then we dive in. Gabby, you want to share your feelings with us? Wink, wink.
Okay. I love the episode really, and I think it's the ideal day to talk about the extinction of bees and the environmental threats, because of today is the Earth Day.
Yes, indeed.
The day of
yes.
Earth.
Yeah, Earth's Day. I don't know. I think it's Earth's Day. That's how they call it. Yeah. So
and I like to the end is really open, and I just think what going to pass to what what happened with the guy with the, yes,
what's gonna happen
really
next?
interesting. Yes.
And
but I don't know. I wonder, but I don't imagine what happened with the guy and the woman in the end.
when we used, before doing Black Mirror, we used to do discussions on a book, on A Brave New World, and in those sessions we did this. We fantasized about possible endings and what could be. With Black Mirror, it would be like way too difficult. I don't think we are as creative as Charlie Booker is. Like, it's like everything can happen after that, and I like that. It was like, I don't know, how do you feel about the I don't know, how do they call it, turning point, when giro de tuerca? It's like this technique they use in movies when they change the ending at the end. It's like when you think the conflict is solved, and they add an extra shift in the story, and it's like, oh my god, and that's the end. So in what they did here, it was like, when we all thought that it was done, when he killed the people, that's two people, and then he killed everyone or a lot of people. How do you feel about that turning? I don't remember the way you should call it, turning whatever. Someone can Google meanwhile, would be great. How do you feel about it?
It's interesting because the guy planning all very well, because only if the government guy push the tecla, no sé cómo decirlo.
Yeah, the key.
The key give the power to kill everyone. So the responsibility is in the government, I think, because they put in the beast the camera to look the people,
spy on, or surveil, like
another way.
Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
And if another way, the beast cannot the power to kill people. So the government have all responsibility, I think.
As usual. As most of the times. No, I don't think like that, actually. but yeah, but I agree with you on this. Like, they probably, the reason, I don't think the terrorists did this just because. I think that the hacker knew that the government was using the cameras to spy on people, and that's why he decided to reverse this spying on them and become a terrorist. I think that we would all be happy if these were just bees saving Earth. But of course, as every time, as it has happened before in the show and in life, every time we create something beautiful or great for us, somebody comes and destroys it. Whether if it's the government or the terrorist or all of us. Maybe it's not just the government. Maybe it's also us, like not you and me, of course, but or you, the people in the show, as responsible users that allow behaviors like this and validate behaviors like this, like wishing death to someone. But yeah, thank you, Gabby. Thank you very much. Felipe, I would like to, the other Felipe Gutierrez, I would like to continue with you. I would like to hear your opinions and reflections on the episode.
Yeah, for me it was a very interesting episode, and I think it was very impressive in the beginning because I thought that the bad guy or the bad girl was the blue. Actually, I mean that
Yeah. I was also
follow,
waiting
yeah,
for some of them to
yeah,
turn.
follow the bad boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the narrative, I think the scenic, yeah, it was very nice for me, especially because, I mean, they had time to rearrange, I think, the episode, and not to go deep into
Yeah.
into problems, but instead in the narrative, I think. So yeah, it was very good for me.
Good
And
script.
yeah,
Good script.
good script, yeah.
Yeah, well tell
Very
story.
good
Yeah.
script, yeah. And on the other hand, I think in the technological issue, yeah, it was. I mean, it's a very big topic here nowadays,
Yeah.
and who is behind on this element on these devices. So yeah, and I wonder myself about the profile of each person in each area. I think maybe it would be good to have a psychological maybe test. If first when you hire something, I think it would be good to have like a kind of a psychological profile because there, I think I, it's a mess. I think in some areas, and I think in the informatic one, yeah, I don't know. I don't wanna be sound like a discriminate,
Yeah.
but
I don't want to make
yeah,
generalizations,
but
but
I think informatic people is like
too much
I
power on
can
one person.
I can read them. I can read them well. I think
I think
there's so
I think it's about the power they could
yeah,
have, the
and
isolation
yeah,
that their work involves, that you work alone
mm,
most of the time. And okay, the power, isolation, and social stigma, maybe we contribute into that, like giving them the power to do dark things.
yeah, a little bit.
They
I
can be
think
dark, very dark, and powerful,
yeah,
very powerful.
yeah. But in
Yeah,
general terms, I
hackers.
think it would be good. Yeah, I think it's like make a kind of psychological test or
Yeah,
something.
like I think
Yeah, or maybe yeah,
every job or even career, maybe something that we should do before even applying for
mhm,
a job. When you start studying, are you mentally
yeah,
healthy enough to do
yeah.
this, to manage
Drivers of
other people's
public
information?
transportation.
Yeah. Or for
Uh,
example, sociopaths. If you're a
yeah.
sociopath, you cannot deal with information of other people. So you shouldn't work in people and things like that. But now sociopaths and psychopaths are very smart people, and the smart people normally work in technology.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think that so every time I watch Black Mirror, I stop and start thinking
Mhm.
like there is nothing we can do to stop this. Okay, I see the
Yeah, because
problems. I cannot do
the
anything.
yeah, and I realized that the element of the content in Black Mirrors is like goes deep to individual responsibilities.
Yes.
So it's not just like the give the give the responsibility to the state or some macro institution. No, no,
Yeah.
that's like we have the responsibility, and it's okay.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
we need that kind of content now in the present because everything or every guilty is outside. It's not inside ourselves. So
yes.
I'm not agreeing.
Of course. There are some psychologists that talk about the shadow, that we all have a shadow that we project and we don't want to see. And normally we would reject everyone who represents us, despite we don't know, like everyone who is like us. We tend to reject them, and we like every bad person in our society, we ban them. You're banned, you're canceled, out. We don't want to deal with you. We don't want to see ourselves in you. Get out. You do not exist. And that's not how you solve problems. That's just hiding them under the carpet. It's like White Christmas. I think this season goes more into the individual responsibilities, the whole season. Unlike season 1 and 2, which were more about the big companies and what they could do with us, or the power of the threats of extra things that where we are helpless with technology. I think in this case, it's more about our role in the use of technology and how it can destroy ourselves. Thank you, Felipe, for your. It was a great contribution. Jorge Patricio. you were here at last, so you were the last to be asked. Sweetie, how do you feel about the episode? You look very handsome like that. Just want to comment. He's my friend. I can
What?
tell him those things.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Good to
Do
see
you
you.
listen?
Yes, we all hear you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good night. Sorry for the late. Well, about the episode itself, uh, I think I watched Black Mirror, but I never watched this episode before. So it's wow, so surprising for me. You told me one day about the episode of the bees, of the flies, and I think I was watching, but no, I like because it's in the terroristic, no, terrorism way, like the first episode about the pig.
Yeah. Yes.
This is the second real terrorist guy who really do a big shot of the. This is British, United
Yes, all of
Kingdom.
them were
It was
at least
of the.
United Kingdom.
So we have
Great
Michael
and
Gallo on the first episode, and now we have the economic minister on the
yes.
second episode. So it was really how I can spell well terroristic or terrorist. mm,
What you want to
terrorist
talk, it depends on how you want to call it. You want to talk about
infinitivo,
the name,
no, terrorismo
the
infinitivo.
verb, the verb, terrorism.
Yes, please.
No, terror.
Terrorism.
It's
Yeah.
it's not a verb. You cannot terrorize someone, maybe.
Terrorize someone.
You
Yeah.
terrorize me, I terrorize
Yeah.
you,
You got
we
the idea.
terrorize each
Okay.
other. Sorry, my friend, could you, I don't know if it's possible, could you put the TV a little bit, the volume of the TV a little
Okay.
bit down?
I got
I
to
think we hear
know.
we hear the TV too loud, and for me it's difficult to hear your voice.
I'm not watching TV, but wait me.
Yeah, we're here. Don't worry. Oh, it was just a request, my friend. Don't go. Yeah, but okay. So he's back.
I got. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the living room, so I got
Yes.
to change to my mother's bedroom.
Sure,
to
it's
keep-
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were saying?
I was saying that I never watched this episode before, and I really enjoy it a very lot. And I like the way of the villain.
You
Of
always like
the-
billions.
No,
No,
what
no,
the
no,
fuck?
I'm
No. Well, in some ways, the villain it's the more que más aporta. Oh,
In what sense? Contributes, but I don't know
No,
if
but-
you.
contribute to the drama of the episode. In this episode, the villain, the terrorist, it's just the inventor of the hacker of the beast, but in the end, just appear. So no.
Oh,
in the
he's
third
a constant
epi-
threat. A constant threat. A constant threat.
Yes.
Threat on
Yes,
the episode, but yeah.
Yes. In this episode, I remember just one a scene when the government tried to catch him, but it's for not a real threat. So the episode focus of the problem of the pain of what the beast got to do and in the game of the hashtag on the this is the other topic I like of the episode, the hashtag and how this plays as a game on the social media like Twitter. I think it was Twitter, not
Yeah, it was
WhatsApp or Facebook. Yes, because Twitter is the own of the hashtag. I
Yes.
think. I don't know
I
if
think
you agree with
Twitter
me.
is more powerful also than
Yes.
I mean when it
Twitter
comes
is
to
the own of the
representing
hashtag.
people- yeah,
Yes.
but yeah.
And with this power of social influence, we really realize that we are part of this game of the social media, of social judgment, specific, of think, of talk, of comment, of post about something, of some people. I think in the very early of the episode of the periodist, no, okay, mal.
Journalist.
Journalist, correct
Yeah,
here.
periodist.
Okay,
It's
sorry,
okay.
sorry.
It's okay,
I-
Siri.
Okay. Of the journalist, I think, because I never watched it before, her will gonna be the main star of this episode. But I was starting this episode. I don't know she will gonna be dead. So after that, I was really expecting about something of the privacy of content of journalists document about this.
Yeah, I think we were all like, I think this episode was unpredictable.
What is the name of the journalist in the
I don't
really-
remember any of the names.
But
Blue
he was
one was Blue.
no.
Yeah,
She was, but I wrote a note about a polemic content, and she don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck. She just wrote that article. She don't give a
the
fuck.
first
and
one, Joe. Joe, that was her
the
name.
first
I
one,
remember her name.
and died by
Joe
the,
Powers.
Yeah, Joe Powers.
Yeah. Thank you.
So what happened with Joe Powers? You liked her?
Yes,
Ah.
she died after the first 5 minutes, 10
Yeah, it
minutes.
was a terrifying death. It's like very gore. Yeah. So yeah. Let's get deeper into some of the ideas we presented here. I would like to start, but I think that the one that, I mean, we've talked about surveillance before in other episodes, so we maybe could leave that a little bit aside. Now, I would like to go deeper into AI and social responsibility and the power that we have and the responsibility it brings along. So, Kathy, you haven't talked to us, and this is not going to be directly directed to the episode, but have you ever taken part in, or when you watch the episode, at least you got you got to see when they talk about the hashtags. Have you ever taken part in hashtags that, or have you ever seen yourself, like, reflecting back on the episode, seen yourself doing something like this, like, oh, Piñera, like I've seen some of my friends
No.
saying Piñera die.
No.
Have you ever taken part of something like that?
No, I think that no. I have Twitter, but I use for watch news, or for example, when I have a earthquake, or I don't know. Last day, I'm study with Gabby and Veronica, and the people start to make noise.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Make
I
noise.
was in Twitter, and this is about the 10%.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think that is very dangerous, maybe, the use of hashtag, but you don't think that the word is means. For example, if you write, I don't know, die for Alicia, and everyone's write this, and you simply write.
Yeah.
But you can imagine the powerful, because if the old people write about this person, probably this person eliminate your account or have problems, psychological problems.
Yeah. And rejection is harsh enough.
Exactly. Yes, for example, when the last year a lot of men had como funas for violence.
Yeah.
And I know one, and I watched the count, and he eliminated your count. O sea, his count.
Account? Yeah, careful with the pronunciation. Sounds like a totally different word. Account, yes, don't worry. So yeah, and a lot of them were canceled, and that's the word we use, canceled. You are canceled, out of society. And
yes, but I think that it's danger. Obviously, the things that he do is bad, but all society judge, como juzgarlo.
Yeah. And we're not all free of sin.
Exactly, yes.
Sometimes I think it also happens that, for example, I don't know, die, muerte, death to Juanito. I don't know Juanito, but I know you, and I trust you, and I think that if you wish him death, you probably got your very valid reasons, so I will support you. Despite the fact that I'm not even thinking about the other person, I'm thinking about you. I want to show you that I'm with you. So that is also, I think, and I saw that in a lot of my friends, or even myself at the beginning, sharing the funas. Like, I don't know about this guy, but I know a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend who knows you, and you're a woman, so I believe you.
And the use of word, como dead, como the use of word.
Yes, and I've seen a lot of people saying dead to this goddamn raper in English translation, in Spanish, in very, very bad words. You goddamn raper, I hope they rape you back in prison. Things like that you see often in people who you don't even know. Maybe the person who created that is not real, and not even the person who's being accused there. Maybe it's all a joke. We don't know how many sick people we have here doing that too. And we are emotionally involved in that too.
Or maybe, for example, your friends hate them or hate him.
Yeah.
And probably this story is false. But
or
it
has some other aspects that you haven't mentioned.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, and you trust in your friends, and you tell to family, and all the people start to hashtag. And this, I think that the power of social media, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think it can also affect emotionally people, and it depends on your level. For example, I am not that sensitive, but I know some other people who are very sensitive, and they get affected and touched by this, so they can get emotional. And when you get emotional, it's easy to get violent because you are emotionally touched. So, for example, sorry, Katy, Gabby, for someone like you, have you ever felt touched, like emotionally touched by things that you see on social media, on cadenas or hashtags, where you see, I don't know, Emilia, Ley Emilia, Tomás Bravo, or things like this, Justicia para Tomás. Do you feel emotionally connected or touched by these events?
Yeah, but always with the here in the news, because I don't use a lot of social media, because the information is really, I don't know, don't trust a lot in the social media content.
Yeah, that goes in the line of what we're saying. We cannot trust all content in social media. So you're not, because I know people who are overtaken by emotion, like in things like this. For example, in the case of Tomas, this little kid who died I don't remember how long ago, but it was, I think, a couple of months maybe. So like 2 months, yeah. I like these kids. I remember the second or third day that he was found. There were, I remember entering the liquor store, the liquor store, and looking at the screen, and there were like thousands of people on the streets crying and protesting for justice. And there were a lot of people crying, but crying, like you could feel that heart breaking. But it's just the power of social media, or the media in general. And here we can also include the TV, but it's in general. It was YouTube, Twitter, everything was full of that, and people can get emotional. And when you get emotional, it's really difficult to control yourself. So I think that's why we shouldn't have that much power. Okay, thank you, Gabby. So speaking of cancellations, I would like to start, and maybe I'll ask this to a couple of guys here, because you could feel more like you are the ones who are more likely to get a funa or to get like a cancellation for someone commenting someone or something. Any of you who have someone close that has suffered something like this? No, not in first level close, but maybe someone you know that was canceled or funado? No? Good guys. Good guys. I'm proud of you guys. But yeah, so anyways, let's talk about Kevin Spacey then. Kevin Spacey, I don't know if you're familiar with him, I hope. He was a very, very well-known, he is, see, I'm talking as if dead. He is, but he was, because he will never be. He was, or he is, a great actor. He participated in many important roles, but then he was accused of abusing boys. I'm not sure if they were that little. I think they were a little bit more older, but it's still underage, a couple at least. But yeah, it was sexual harassment and sexual abuse, and it was something that maybe everybody knew. It was Kevin Spacey, like the actor from House of Cards. Yeah. So, Felipe, for someone like you, what is, and this is like this is, I think this is totally personal. We cannot agree or disagree with individuals' opinions. What do you think? We should cancel Kevin Spacey and those like them forever?
Who, Felipe?
I never, like, I'm looking at the screen of the one I'm talking to. How come you don't know? You, Felipe Barrera. Sorry.
Oh.
And then the other Felipe. So I have to give you nicknames or something.
Yes, I have some mixed feelings about this, because as a man, I can very surely, not totally sure, but very surely say that most cases of funas might be true rather than untrue. It's statistics, they're probably true.
Experience.
Yeah. Not personal experience.
No, but like what we see, we hear, we know.
It's most of the cases are true, but I think that also Martin Pradenas will be free if it wasn't because of social media. I generally believe that.
I agree with you.
The national funa, the national cancellation of Martin Pradenas led to him being in jail. I know there's a legal process and everything like that, but I think it has a contribution to that case.
Yes.
But at the same time,
yeah,
I don't believe that justice should be left to social justice. I think that the justice system should be the one that deals with all of this. And you can put a, I don't know how to say, a demanda. And hopefully that will solve the problem. For example, a woman was raped, and the woman should be able to solve this problem in the justice system. But the reality is that it doesn't work that way. You're not encouraged to do so. So the only thing left is social justice. And I think it's a symptom of the problem. So I have mixed feelings, because I think that we take matters into our own hands, maybe because there's no better way sometimes. So, for example, if tomorrow I get canceled because something I didn't do, I won't be able to defend myself. But I also believe that in most cases it's a valuable way to make justice when the system doesn't work.
But I just wanted to ask that, what is, like, I think it also has to do with what is our ideas of justice. Because in the case of rape, for example, I know people who were like, okay, it's not enough for him to go to jail. I want everybody to know what he did to me. I want nobody else to, I don't want him personally. It's my personal vengeance and justice, sense of justice, is that he should never, ever be happy ever again, because my life will never be happy. So in that case, social justice is all we have, and we're never going to get that reply from justice, like legal justice, because for them, that is not justice, that is personal revenge. I think, for example, that, I don't know, going to jail for the rest of your life is justice, and for some people, that's not justice. Justice should be death penalty.
In our society, Chilean society, the only justice we know is the privation of liberty,
Yes.
going to jail. We don't have social shame
Yes.
or maybe whip.
Yeah, like weeping, or in some countries they have castration for rapers. I don't agree with that, but
in other, it's very interesting to maybe study what is the punishment in our history, but I think that in most common way will be the total privation of liberty.
Yes, go to jail.
That will and that will be maybe worse than death for some cases.
I agree with you on that.
Not being able to live happily. So yeah, that's interesting.
So for example, in the case in case of like Martin Pradenas, let's say him, maybe not him because he's been in more than one case, but I don't know who can I cannot think of an example. But let's say someone that okay, committed the crime, whatever, but at the same time that person is very important and useful and effective and all the positive qualities that you can think. I don't know, doctor. And the justice system punish him. He, I don't know, it depends, goes to jail or pays the fees that he has to pay, and he gets his punishment. Do you think that as a society, what do you think of the reaction we have as a society? Because in most cases, what we do is that we cancel, we ban. It's like blocking this person. You were never here. What do you think happens when after you get justice?
No, after, of course, we don't solve the problem. Maybe, what if we want to stop rape cases instead of punishing rapists?
Yeah.
We never take that direction, and maybe we should. Because think about, what if we kill all rapists? There will be still cases of rape.
New rapes. Yeah.
What about we take the problem in another way? But yeah, I think our justice system doesn't take that direction at all, and the people that are in jail are forgotten, and in worst case scenario they got out of jail, like in the Amber case. And nobody cares because he's from a poor background, and until he kills again. We didn't do nothing to stop that or to change that. So yeah, I think it's a problem that is not taken at all.
I agree, and I don't think it's not only our problem, like Chilean justice. It's a human problem, like it keeps happening. Sorry, Felipe, you wanted to say something else?
No, I was to answer.
Are you guys talking on the? I never see the chat because I get distracted. So Felipe, he's like, are you? Yeah, okay. So he's saying, So Felipe Barrera, are you okay with civilian or social adjustment? Detenciones ciudadanas?
I don't think so. Mostly because people tend to end up killing someone, and they're only most of the cases they are thieves. I mean, they don't deserve to die.
Yeah.
But
But who does? No one. I mean, I don't know. Technically, according to the law, no one.
yeah, in Chilean government, no one deserves to die.
Yeah.
Maybe, in my personal opinion, a thief has more value than a rapist.
Yeah.
That is something personal. But in civilian justice,
Yeah.
justice, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. No
In civilian
here to give
civilian
us the
yeah
yeah.
civilian detention, I think is maybe over the top. I think people are just angry at society, and they see a thief in the street, they will kill him. I don't think that that's right.
Yeah, I think they're just taking out their frustration there. Other Felipe, I would like to hear your opinions on this matter, all of you guys, because you are the one who, I mean, not you. I don't agree with this, but you've been the one who've been canceled many times. You as men. So what do you think of the policy of cancellation in the case of Kevin Spacey, or any case Felipe Gutierrez? Is your last name is Gutierrez Antinopai altogether?
No.
Yeah. Gutierrez
It's the
one.
last name. The
Yeah,
final last.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this policy?
I don't agree. Yeah, the cancellation, because I mean, one of the principles of the human being and the human rights, of course, is the freedom of speech. So I think maybe we will take a long time to realize, or to go into course, but I think the cancellation, yeah, it will be, or has to be delimited in our conscience, I think. But yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, it's kind of difficult, yeah. And I do agree that we have, or we must need, like, some kind of institutions to do their jobs. But in this case of Funa, yeah, I don't agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like we are not wise enough. Like we cannot make justice just based on our emotions, or the emotions of how other people felt. It is a process. It has a method that we have to follow. And yeah, that's the problem. I think that we don't know how to apply this method, and we apply the justice, or whatever concept that we, like, each of us have of justice, and not even those concepts agree. Vito, do you think that we should separate the work of the person, or whatever you do, like the contribution you do to society, separate that from whatever you are in your personal life? Like in the case of these actors, or I don't know, Neruda, whoever is being canceled today. Do you think that we should separate things?
First, I think Jorge wants to say something. He's raising his hand.
Sorry, sorry, I didn't. I thought it was like the chat. Sorry, my friend. And I was distracted by your beautiful cat, Rufio. So you and Rufio, you have the microphone now.
Yes,
Say it.
A question to you.
To me?
Hello, good night. Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Felipe speaking, and you like the democracy, no? And the democracy is the vote of the majority, no?
Like, you're asking me if I like democracy?
Yes, I'm asking you, Alicia. You like democracy? You like a state institution, and you like the opinion of the majority?
Institutionality is a different thing. I don't know if we would have to define what we see as democracy, but that's a whole different discussion.
Just wanna thinking about no, just want to estaba pensando.
I was just thinking about.
I was thinking about if democracy aplica a esto del hashtag del Twitter del that game.
Like maybe free of expression.
The opinion of the majority is the law. Is the law. The majority of the common people want to do something in the society. Okay, and in this episode we can see everyone who types that too, and the more retweeted hashtag is the final decision of this game. It's like very
The majority, yes. It's like a contest.
But it's like the Roman of the classic aspect of law, or Mesopotamian aspect of law.
Yeah, like the basic idea of democracy, following majority.
Yes. And got to be okay or not?
I don't think so. I strongly believe in institutions, in organization, social organization. So I believe that we have the power to choose those who are wise enough to make those important decisions for us, because I don't think we are all capable of making decisions in all matters. As we don't even know the background of the story here. Like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't think that just because most people feel away. For example, most people feel like, denos todo el fondo de pensiones. Give us everything, maybe. Give me the 10%, the 10%, the 40%, the 50%, the 100%. But what happens if we do that? What's going to happen with those who is going to retire in a few years, in 10 years? So we could not do that, but most people want it. But we cannot. It's like hashtag acusación constitucional. I don't know. That's a long conversation into that topic. Katy, yes, you wanted to comment?
Yes, I think that you can express in social media, but there are people that have a job, for example, the police, and I think that this type of person, they should be do much better his job, but it's not your, ¿cómo lo digo? Ay, no sé cómo, sorry, I don't know. It's not your, not job. No quiero repetir, sorry. But I'm agree. Huh?
Responsibility?
Or
yes,
role?
it's not your, yes, it's not your responsibility. You can express, but it's not your your job.
Yeah, it's not your specialty, unless you are a specialist on the matter. Maybe your opinion is a little bit more valuable, but if not, it's just an opinion. I agree with you, and we can all give our opinions, but it's just opinions. So yeah, before we finish, Vito, you gotta answer the questions. What do you think? I separate the work from the artist.
Oh, there is a limit, I think. Sometimes I feel like some people's work is really good, but at a certain point, like if they did something too bad or too wrong, I cannot support them, or I will feel ashamed of sharing something they did because of what their bad things were. Like, for example, one of my friends was sharing like a quote from some really good businessman in the 1940s, and to me the quote was really good, but on the other hand, he was a supporter of the Nazis, so I wouldn't be able to share something like that just because of that fact. Like, to me, no, I cannot.
Is it because is it because you said you feel ashamed? Is it because you feel ashamed, or you feel ashamed of what other may think of you if you share that?
That's a good question, but I just know I couldn't do something like that. Just know
it's
it.
difficult. I think that you like, if you want to stand against the majority, you have to be very strong, because majority will eat you. They eat, like minorities are always eaten by society. So and like in nowadays, there are no spaces or room left for those who disagree, who have a different perspectives.
Sometimes I feel like context is relevant too. Like, you cannot judge someone from this generation with someone from like 4 or 5 generations before, because the world was completely different and the mind of the people was completely different. But like now it's more strict. Like it would be harder for me to accept someone, no matter how good their work is, if they are not a good person, in my opinion.
I agree. I think that one last point can like solve the discussion in that matter. I agree with you that I cannot think the same way of a man, like, I don't know, forcing another. It's the same act, of course. I am against rape. I am a woman. I am the potential victim. But I understand that there was a time in history when this act was not incorrect as it is today, because at some stage, and I even remember that people saying that it was sometimes that allowed that men could not control themselves, and it was like a paradigm in our society for many years. And maybe they allowed that desire. I don't know. I can feel empathy. Like, I wouldn't judge a woman who stayed with a husband that hit her whole life, because back then it was just life. Of course, it's unfair, but I wouldn't judge. So I agree with you, girls. I don't know if any of you would like to contribute in this discussion about males, like cancellations, or separating those guys, bad guys, from their work.
I say a little comment about the one movie. I don't know if you saw The Secret of Her Eyes.
One of my favorite movies. One of my favorite. You want to talk about that? Yeah.
No. It's similar because finally, o sea, I want to your what? Because the final it's something the issues that talking about today, but I don't, como que no quiero decir el final. The final of the movie.
Yeah, but the end of the story.
Yes, the end, because
like when in the explosion, when they realized it was all a dream. No.
It's about the crime, but the final, it's not a result for the
I remember that was not the actual ending, but it's the ending of the one of the conflicts. Yeah, I remember. Yes, but we cannot talk about that because they haven't watched it. But yeah, it talks about social justice. It talks about whatever we understand by justice, and how we can. Oh God, such a good discussion. Yeah, now next meeting is gonna be about the series. No, but actually, in fact, before we finish, guys, we have a couple of seasons more left, and after that, I think we're going to start with movies. El secreto de sus ojos. Yes, we're going to start with movies. So maybe keep these ideas floating in your brain up until we have movie discussion, and trust me, it's going to be one of the first ones. It's going to be in Spanish, but you can put subtitles in English. We make it worth it anyway. So yeah, guys, I don't know if any of you would like to add something else before we finish. No.
Yes, I would like to share that the topic funas is not only affect to the males, because for example, I have to some friends that they or some friends, I don't know, in the context that the university,
Yeah.
the movement, feminist movement, they start with the funas at the university. At so every woman at the university shared the funas. I don't know. Some students are my classmates, and some students are my students friends. Yeah. So the woman that don't share this funa is I don't know, is a machista person, I don't know. So I feel pressure to share the funa because I am machista, no sé, well, I don't share nothing.
Yeah,
Never.
not anymore.
I don't have.
You never do it. Yeah.
I don't have Twitter or nothing. But the pressure was very hard for everything, for everyone, because I don't. I consider I am feminist, but I don't like the social justice. I don't like.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. Yeah, yes.
I remember. I mean, in those debates with Monica Rincon, she asked to the panelists, "Are you feminist?" And it's kind of a bad thing to say no. I'm not a feminist.
Yeah.
Maybe I agree with some principles, but I'm not a feminist. So I mean, I found that kind of I mean, like perception or idealization of like a totalitarian ideology, I think, or expression. So because feminism is like a whole spectrum of ideology within the feminists, like a Valerie Solans is one of the who write the manifesto of scam, who is a hater of men. She hated men explicitly. So, and in the beginning of the 60s, for example. So yeah, there's a lot of feminism, like a lot of Christianism.
Yes.
I mean,
Like
ideology,
currents.
yeah,
Currents. Yes.
currents of within a.
The concept is embrismo. I learned last week. Yes. Embrismo is where the woman is como push or in contra of the
like
man.
On top.
Exactly, yes. It's embrismo or machismo. Feminism is
like, yeah, it follows the principle of equality, but it depends on the perspective you see feminism, of course. And I agree with you. Like, it's even harder when you're a woman. You as a woman, you have to be feminist, and you cannot disagree with any of the principles, and you have to be sorora. And I feel constantly conflicted by that every single day. Sometimes it's like, okay, I support you because you're a woman, but like, there are things we have to talk about, my friend. So yeah, it's simple. I don't know. We could have another hour of discussion. We have more episodes to keep discussing on particle society. Yes.
Do you think, as a woman, I don't know if you're feminist or not, but do you think that men should take part on the feminist movement?
Yes.
Because I have often heard that they're not allowed. I mean, to make their opinion because they're not women, so they don't understand. But maybe it's a problem that should be taken by everyone.
I think I strongly believe that we should include men in the discussion. Like, I even even in the discussion of abortion, for example, which I think that the power is on us, like it's a decision we make, we should include you, because like after all, it's like something we do together. It's my body, okay, but you are here, you are part of the same world I live in. I think that the only way that we could overcome this with success is together as a society, evolve as a society, not as gender. But there are some areas in which you could not, maybe, it's not that you cannot participate, but it's like you are not touched by those areas. You cannot discuss with us because you don't understand, maybe. But in the general discussion, I am not a separatist, and I disagree with that tendency. But maybe if you ask each of us, you can have different answers. Like that's why it's very difficult today. Like you have to be one current, and that's the only way. But no, we're all different here. Okay, so I want to continue, but we can't. So guys, I just wanted to thank you once more for having a great discussion. Thank you. You are very smart and very kind and very cute. I'll see you. I love having you on my screen. I'll see you next Thursday with the first episode of season 4. I have no idea about this because I've never seen this season. So let's see how it works. And thanks so much for coming. Kisses and hugs to everyone. Take care. Be good. Be good. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye.